three alphabetical letters, excluding the vowels, next to one another, and then any three digits from 0 to 9 next to one another. The GP is constant, which means that GP, it doesn't change. It's like here in Durban, the ND doesn't change. But the other six digits, they can change. Okay, so the GP is constant. In all Gauteng number plates, for example, we have got that triple T012 GP. Letters and digits may be repeated. Letters and digits may be repeated. Now, this word repeated is very, very important for the question. This one here. Okay? It will give you an idea whether you are going to use the exponential form or the factorial form. Okay? So, the last two letters, they are constant. The G and the P, they are constant. What can change is the first three letters and those three digits. Okay? Now, before you carry on, you need to know how many letters you have got on the English alphabet. There are 26, including the vowels. For this question, the vowels are excluded. So it will be 26 minus 5, which gives you 21. So you can only use 21 letters. Okay? For the first three letters, only 21 can be chosen. And no vowel is allowed. Okay? So you need to be aware of that the vowels are excluded. Okay? Then the first question says, how many unique number plates are available? Now this is so easy. You have got 8 positions. So this one I'll call it 3.1. You have 8 positions. And they can be repeated. It means the first position, all 21 can take it. Okay? All 21 can take it. Right? Repetition is allowed, so you can put 21, you can also put 21 here. And you can put 21 there. Because repetition is allowed. Alright? Then when it comes to the digits, 0 to 9, that's a total of 10 digits. Repetition is also allowed. So you can put 10 digits here, you can put 10 here, you can put 10 there. Alright? Now the last two positions, this position has to be taken by the G. Okay? And there is only one G among the 21 letters. Then the last position can only be taken by a P, and there is only one P among the 21 letters. Once you do this, as I told you in the previous lesson that you had in your physical science teacher's class, then you use the fundamental counting principle. You multiply these numbers. Okay? If you do that, what answer do you get? It's a very large number.
So I just want to ask, when you do this, will you be penalized if you don't put the ones at the end?
Not really. Okay, this shows you, if you do this, it's much better to show whereby we mark you that you understand what's going on. Okay? How would you feel if I didn't just write it? I didn't write it. Huh?
Not sure.
Okay, listen. How many of you were going to understand what I'm doing if I just wrote that? Learners, the answer here is 21 cubed times 10 cubed. How many of you were going to ask me a question? Be honest. How many of you are going to wonder how I got the 21 cubed and the 10 cubed? I've got Vuyo there and I've got Mbile there. You see? So, as a teacher, I have to show you how I'm getting my solution. Because the answer is not important. In maths, the answer is not very important. How you get it is the most important thing. How you get your answer. If you memorize the memo, then maybe you can write 21 cubed times 10 cubed. You won't know how to explain what's going on. Alright, so I encourage you to do it this way. Okay? That's what I encourage. So this is going to be 21 cubed times 10 cubed. Okay, if you want, you can write it one step. Okay, and then you get your answer. What answer do you get?
9261000.
It's 9 million, right? Huh?
9,261,000.
9,261,000. Okay? Alright. I saw a different answer. I don't know how you were getting that answer when I was just marking. Please, this is a simple question.
Good morning. May I please speak to a few of the learners in this class?
Okay. So the number of ways is going to be what? 9,261. Sorry, 9,261,000. Okay? So that will be your answer. Okay? Please, you need to be aware that when it comes to your letters, you've got 26. Out of the 26 5 are vowels. You have got 10 digits from 0 to 9. Okay, then the next question. What is the probability that a car's number plate will start with a Y? Okay, the car is going to start with a Y, right? Which means the first position must have a Y. So that's what this means. So if you go to the next page, right, once you get this answer, you need to know that this is your number of the total number of all possible outcomes. So when you're calculating your probabilities, this will be your NS. Okay, that's your NS. Okay, that's your denominator when you are doing calculations on probabilities. Now, if you get it wrong here, it will affect your answer to 3.2 and 3.3. Okay, you might end up getting a 0. Fine. So, first I need to know how many possible number plates can start with a Y. Okay, so I'm going to say for 3.2, let E be the number of event that, okay, that would be, let E be the event that a number plate starts with Y. Okay, so what that means is I want my NY. Okay, okay, well I can say, I'm going to say NE. Now we have got 8 positions. Okay, remember the last two always be ones because the G is fixed, the P is fixed. The first position can only be taken by a Y. The number plate has to start with a Y, and there's only one Y, so you put 1 P. Okay, but repetition is allowed, so even if you put a Y here, you can still put it in the second position or the third position. So you end up having 21 here, another 21 there. Then repetition is allowed, so that will be 10, that's 10, that's 10. Then you use the fundamental counting principle. Okay, we multiply, so I'll say NE because I have defined my event. My event is that a number plate must start with a what? With a Y. So I'm now writing NE because that's my event, the E is my event. This is gonna be 1 times 21 squared times 10 cubed. You can put here times 1 squared. What answer did you get? What? 441,000. Okay? Then my probability now will be probability of event E. Okay? Probability of event E is equal to NE over NS. And NE is that if you do this, even the examiner will be impressed. And even the marker will be excited to mark your weight to show that you know. And you know that when you're marking, the marker must get a perception about your weight. It can be a negative or a positive perception. If it's negative, it will affect you. Okay, so this is now 9,000 216, which is this 261, 261, right? You should get 1 over 21. Okay, then we are done. Okay, and then we are done. Right, so this is question 3.2. Is there anybody else got a question? So that's your question. Yes.
So he did it in a different way. He said, we want the probability of the number starting with a y. So he only looked at the 3 spaces with the alphabets.
Okay, okay, the way you are saying it, I think I'm not getting it right, but I assume that you are saying
He looked at he only looked at the alphabets in the entire number plates. He just got all the rest and looked at the number plates, the alphabets only. And in the 21 available alphabets, he just said it's 1 in the 21 and moved on. I don't know if it's correct too.
okay.
Because it's only one
All right.
y.
How many marks did the question have?
3.
3. Remember, he didn't write the test. I didn't see his script. Right? I didn't see his script. Now, if you just write the answer as 1 over 21, right? If you just write the answer 1 over 21, pay attention carefully. Like maybe you did it in your head and figure it out that it's 1 over 21. But you don't show the working out. You get 1 out of 2. Unless maybe if the examiner decides that they want to give full marks for the answer only without the working out, then you get the 3. But if there are 2 marks for working out, you lose those 2 marks. You need to show us how you get the 1 over 21. How did you get it? Okay? So if you are going to do some explanation, whichever the case, then write it down. Okay? What is 3 marks? Okay? In most cases, in actual fact, there has to be a mark for finding this. And the division, then you got your mark for the final answer. But if you are very fortunate, if the examiner and the moderators, they agreed that, okay, if Elena writes the answer only, give full marks, then you'll be very fortunate for that case. But if not, then you get 1 out of 21. Sorry, no, you get one mark out of 3. You get 1 out of 3. Okay? All right, number 3. What is the probability that a car's number plate will contain only 17? Okay? It will contain only 17. Right? This one is a very interesting one. Okay, so I'll say this is 3.3. Let E be the event that a number plate will contain only 17. Okay, so I've defined my event. If you do this, is a sign that you really know what's going on, not just plugging in the digits. Show us that you really understand what's going on. Then, now we have got 8 positions. We know that the last 2, they are fixed, so we don't stress about those 2. Then, if we are going to only have 1/7, there are going to be 3 possibilities. Either, okay, because only 1/7 is allowed, because there are 3 positions, then you can have a 9 there. Then the second scenario will be 21, 21, 21. Then you are going to have a 9 here, a 1 here, a 9, then 1 once. The third should be 21, 21, 21. Then you are going to have 9, a 9, a 1, a 1, and a 1. Right? Right. This question here, there is some ambiguity to it, but let's do it this way. All right. So if you've got this scenario here, it means when you want to calculate your NE, okay, your NE is going to be, now, do you see that we have got 2 nines? Obviously, we have got 3 21s here, we have got those 2 ones. So I can write this as 3 times 21 cubed, okay, times 9 squared. Okay, obviously I can put the 1 squared, okay, right? I can make it 1 cubed because there's a 1 here, 1 there, okay. We can write it like that. Because of
3 times 20.
because of multiplication. Yes, because of multiplication. Because remember, we have to add this. We have to add that. We have to add. So, what's the difference here? If I find this product, then I find that product, find this one, and then I add them. It's the same as multiplying 21 cubed times 9 squared by 3. Yes, it's the same thing.
So can you please repeat that, sir?
Okay, look, if I give you numbers that are the same, like 9 plus 9 plus 9, this is the same as 3 times 9.
That's not what we arguing. Why do you have to add them together?
Okay, why we have to add it's because the first position, like in the first scenario, the first position can only be taken by 1 7. So we need to know how many number plates can we get if the first position has a 7. How many ways? So how many number plates can we get if this position here is going to have 1 7? Then we also need to know in the number of plates such that the second position for the 3 digits can be taken by another 7. And the third one, we also need to know how many number of plates can we get if the third position here is going to be taken by a 7. Then we add the what? The 3, which is the same as multiplying. Yes?
Yeah. I have a question. Why can't you say 3 factorial times 9 squared?
Okay, you cannot use the factorial because of repetition. Okay, if you look at the original part of the question, this part here, this part, that's the reason why you cannot use the factorial in the question. Repetition is allowed, so you have to use the exponential form. Okay, you have to use the exponential form. Right? Okay, before I move on, then but we have got a question in this part, what I did here. So what do you get there?
243 over 1,000.
That's 243. Because the probability. So the probability is going to be equal to n, that's 243 divided by that 9,261,000. And this translates to what? If you simplify it.
No, sir, sorry, I gave you the full answer.
Okay.
243 over 1,000 is the answer.
So the NE is 225.
Oh, okay, you confuse me there. I want the NE. What's the NE?
2,250,000.
2 million?
250,000. 443.
423. So your probability is equal to 2250 423 all over 9,261,000. And if you simplify this, it gives you what?
243 over 1,000.
So you get 243 over 1,000. Yeah, it's fine now. Which, if you want, you can write this as 0,243. But if you just stop there, 243 over 1,000, it's fine. Okay? Then, but where's got a question?
So I understand that you say that you can't use a factorial because repetition is allowed. But then, so you used to say that when we did some other calculation, you said that we use letters that time, and you said if there's only one place where it can go, but it can also be on the second or the third one, then you use factorial.
No. All right. I want you to be aware of this. That so we are going to end up having this scenario. Obviously, we are going to have 1 and 1 there. Right. Our letters, remember, there are 21. If no repetition is allowed, it means the first position they can all scramble for that position. So we can have 21. Okay? But repetition is not allowed, means the second position can only be occupied by 20 and the third by 90. Okay? Because repetition is not allowed. Then for the digits, obviously you can have 10 for that first position. Then you can have 9 there and then 8. Then you use the fundamental counting principle. So you can just say here, number of plates, it will be equal to 21 times 20 times 19, okay, times 10 times 9 times 8. One can just add that one step. Okay, and what do you get? You get what? 5,745,600. Okay, so this one is very easy and straightforward. Yes.
When we say no repetition with the letters, do we not accommodate for the G and the P?
Okay. You see, because it's a number plate, right? If it's for Gauteng province, the GP has to be there. Right? It's like for Devon, if the cast numbers where there's got ND, right? The N and the D, they are fixed, whether there's repetition or not. So the G and the P are fixed, they won't change.
Yes, sir. So now with the three letters, the spaces for the letters, do we include G and P? That's what I'm asking.
Yes.
So we do.
Yes, we do.
So, but then on the number plate, it could be one that has G and G, which
Yes.
complex the question.
No. Okay. Listen. First thing, we must deal with the restriction. What is the restriction in the question? In fact, we have got two restrictions in the question. The first one, this position is supposed to have a G, that one is supposed to have a what? A P. That's fixed. Okay? We don't worry about the last two positions. We are mainly concerned with the other 6 positions. For the digits, okay, it's these 3 positions. For the letters, it's those 3 positions. It doesn't mean that if you have got a G here and if there's no repetition, then you can't put a G here. No, that's not what it means. All we are saying is that because we are dealing with a number plate, the last 2 must be fixed. So when you are dealing with a number plate, what starts first? You fix these 2 first, then the rest will follow. So this position here, it can also have a G. It can also have a P. But the fixing is on the last 2. Those ones cannot be occupied by any other letter except a G and a P. So if you had, okay, let's say if these 8 positions were like the case where, in fact, I can't compare with people, but because these last 2 positions are fixed, okay, when a computer is generating the number plate, what does it start with? It will start with those 2 letters. So it will fix those 2 first, then the rest will fall. That can be a tricky part, but just understand that if we are dealing with letters or numbers, if they tell you that a specific position is fixed and the others can change, it doesn't mean that you cannot put those two letters here, there, or there. You can. Okay, I tried to say it. Right. Okay, Shreya.